Thank you. Our Jewish tradition teaches us the merits of forgiving and forgetting. But when there is an attempt to destroy us, when we are confronted with an evil that seeks to erase our very existence, then the Bible commands us and emphasizes the command by repeating it twice. Remember what Amalek did to you. You shall not forget. On October 7th, a modern-day Amalek attempted to destroy, terrorize, and break our people. We will carry the scars from that day and from the ensuing war. But we also carry the knowledge that while they may seek to destroy us, we will not be destroyed. And our modern day enemies will end up where our enemies of the past now reside, confined to the pages of history. Today, we are marking 1 year since the October 7th massacre, an attack that has forever changed Israel and our people. But although an entire year has passed, October 7th is not yet in the past. We mourn the 1,200 precious lives lost in the attack and our brave soldiers who have fallen in the war since then, while we also carry with us the ongoing pain of our brothers and sisters still languishing in brutal captivity in Gaza. For 101 men, women, and children savagely taken hostage by the Hamas murderers and rapists, October 7th is not over. They have been enduring hell for this entire year, day after day. In so many households in Israel, profound grief has defined this past year. While in others, so many are struggling to heal from physical injuries and from the trauma that accompanies them. In other households, every knock at the door sends a wave of panic and fear, that perhaps these are the dreaded bearers of the message that no one wants to receive. In a year marked by so much pain and struggle, we have encountered also so many realities which should never exist. New support groups have been formed, among them a support group for children orphaned by both parents, a support group for widows who are pregnant with children never to meet their fathers, support programs for dozens of amputees who have left their arms, their legs, sometimes both, in the battle for our survival. But the profound loss and pain, they are not what define us. They are only a part of the story. What defines us is not the hits that we have taken, but our determination to get back up and fight. What defines us is our knowledge that we will not be defeated. We are firmly grounded in our identity, in our peoplehood, in the legacy of generations of Jews before us who faced unimaginable adversities, and yet they survived, they thrived, they built, and they rebuilt. This war began with Hamas's October 7th attack, followed swiftly by assaults from Iran's other terror proxies. On October 8th, Hezbollah began attacking us from Lebanon, firing until today over 9,000 rockets at our civilians. Iran's terror proxies in Yemen, in Syria, in Iraq have since targeted us with missiles and drones. And just last week, Iran once again directly attacked Israel with over 180 ballistic missiles aimed at our civilians. As Israel has demonstrated, these ongoing, unprovoked attacks will not go unanswered. We will continue to strike any terror threat in order to ensure that we can safely tuck our children into bed at night, free from the threat of rockets or terrorists looming over them. We are fortunate to live in a time when the Jewish people have regained sovereignty in our ancient homeland, following millennia of exile and persecution. For generations, Jews dreamed of the day when we would have an army and be able to defend ourselves. Today, the Israel Defense Forces fulfill that dream. We have the power to control our destiny and the strength to defend our country and people. October 7th was a stark reminder that evil still exists, and that there are still those who continue to seek our destruction. Yet we are not powerless. Our people's strength and resilience shone brightly on October 7th and ever since. But while Israel has been at war for the past year, it is important to emphasize that this is not just Israel's fight. Israel stands on the front line, fighting a radical Islamist ideology that is a threat to all members of the free world, driven by the fanatic Iranian terror regime. Iran seeks a new fundamentalist regional order that it aims to promote through its many terror proxies. Iran must be held accountable. Decisive action must be taken to prevent it from continuing to undermine regional and global stability and peace. While Israel is fighting those who committed the largest massacre of Jews since the Holocaust and other terror proxies whose declared goal is the destruction of Israel and the Jewish people, we are witnessing a dumbfounding phenomenon. Rather than have the entire free world stand shoulder to shoulder with us as we fight this evil, which is an enemy to us all, we hear too many voices of shameful criticism pointed at Israel. The reality is not that complicated and should leave no room for confusion. Israel, throughout our existence, has been very clear in seeking peace with our neighbors. Whenever there has been a leader courageous enough to choose peace and normalization with Israel, peace has become a reality for the benefit of both our peoples. But our yearning for peace does not mean that we will sit back and be slaughtered over and over again. Our survival in ensuring that there is a future for our children comes first. Those who choose to criticize us at this moment of truth should ask themselves, what would they do and what would they expect their government to do in the face of those who seek their destruction? Israel is doing and will continue to do that which is the right and duty of any sovereign nation: protect our country and our people. And if that does not win us a popularity prize, so be it. Our prize is to survive, to continue living, and to continue writing the story of the Jewish people. At this difficult time, we know that we do not stand alone. Israel has no better ally than the United States. And the incredible support that we continue to receive is well reflected in the presence of all of those who are joining us here this evening. Our Jewish brothers and sisters, our Christian friends, elected officials from both sides of the aisle, and many more friends. Thank you. Thank you for your moral clarity and for standing with Israel when it matters most. Thank you for taking part in fulfilling the biblical commandment of remembering and not forgetting. As we remember today the 1,200 beautiful lives taken on October 7th, we honor their memories by ensuring our continued survival and by not resting until all 101 hostages are back home. Home with their loved ones, home with our nation. May the memories of our fallen loved ones be forever blessed. Am Yisrael Chai.